What do we say when we want to say no in English? Is it no or not? Don't, doesn't, haven't? So confusing, right? In this video, I'm going to show you how to use all these little words so that next time you want to say no, you know exactly how to do it. Before we get started though, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for some more great English videos every single week. Alright, the best way to go about this is to focus on one verb at a time. We will look at be first, then have, then do. So let's start with be. It is quite easy to say the verb be in the negative form because all you need to do is just add not after it. So, for example, if the normal positive sentence is I am tired, to say no, you will say I am not tired. Same for other subjects or people. He is happy would become he is not happy. They are Spanish would become they are not Spanish. Pretty easy, right? Obviously, you can make these shorter by contracting the verb be and not to make them one single word, which we always do when we speak. So, for our examples, we would say he isn't happy instead of he is not happy. Or they aren't Spanish instead of they are not Spanish. But you see, that not is still there. It's just shorter. Cool. Let's get into have now. Most of the time, we use have with another verb. For example, when we say, I have been to Japan, or she has seen the last Marvel movie. So what should we do if we want to say that these ideas are not true? Again, we will just add not after have. Pretty simple. So for our examples, we would say, I have not been to Japan, or she has not seen the last Marvel movie. And again, if we want to make them shorter, we'll just say, I haven't been to Japan, or she hasn't seen the last Marvel movie. Great! Pretty easy so far, right? Now, before we get into the most difficult part, which is how to use don't and doesn't, let me tell you why you should study with us at English Unlimited. Come and study English in Australia at English Unlimited. We have English schools in the best cities in Australia and some of the best English teachers in the world. You'll have the best time of your life and improve your English. Just click the link in the description below to find out more. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so let's now talk about when and how to use do in a negative sentence. I'm sure you've heard don't and doesn't before, but knowing how to use them correctly, well, that's a different story. So let's start by saying that we always use them together with other verbs, like go, play, read, write, jump, etc. The big difference between do and what we saw for be and have is that in the positive sentence, we don't have the word do. We only have the normal verb. Let me show you what I mean. If I say, I am not tired, the opposite is, I am tired, right? Am is there in both sentences. Same for have. I haven't been to Japan is the negative form for I have been to Japan. Again, have is there in both sentences. But let's see what happens with the verb do now. If I say, I don't like cheese, the opposite would be, I like cheese, right? Not, I do like cheese. So basically, we added don't in the negative sentence, not just not, as we did for be and have. Do was not there before. Let's look at some more examples to make this clearer. If my positive sentence is, I study English in Sydney, then the opposite is, I don't study English in Sydney. If they say they live in Brisbane, the opposite is, they don't live in Brisbane. See, I added the word don't to the positive sentence just before the verb. The exact same happens for doesn't, which really is the same as do, but we only use it for he, she, it. For example, if we say she likes avocado, then the opposite is she doesn't like avocado, not she don't like avocado. That sounds really bad. But also, have you noticed any other changes from the positive to the negative sentence? That's right. When we use doesn't, we don't repeat the S that is at the end of the positive verb. In this case, likes becomes doesn't like. Similarly, if the sentence is he works in the city, the opposite is he doesn't work in the city, not he doesn't works in the city. Think of it this way. Doesn't already has an S, so we don't need to repeat it also in the verb. Cool. So just to make sure that you've got all of this, let me give you a little quiz. Just look at the questions and answer in your head. I'll give you the correct answers shortly. Question number 1. What is the opposite of they are Brazilian? Option A, they know are Brazilian. Option B, they are not Brazilian. Option C, they don't are Brazilian. Option D, they don't be Brazilian. That's right. Option B is correct. Are is the verb be, so we just need to add not after that. Cool. Question number 2. What's the opposite of I work in a restaurant? Option A, I not work in a restaurant. Option B, I work not in a restaurant. Option C, I don't work in a restaurant. Option D, I doesn't work in a restaurant. All right, this time the correct answer is C. We have the verb work, so we need to add do. And now our last question, question number 3. What's the opposite of he speaks Spanish? Option A, he isn't speak Spanish. Option B, he doesn't speak Spanish. Option C, he don't speak Spanish. Option D, he not speak Spanish. Yep, this time we need doesn't because we have he. So option B is correct. Oh, well done, guys. I hope this helped. If you liked this video, subscribe to our channel to get some more great videos every single week. My name is Nikki and I'll see you soon.